Jonathan, you're knocking on that door of 100,000 in volume for your team.
Yeah, it's happening. What I see is not
Go Big J.
what I see is not volume on my end. What I see is a lot of people getting helped.
Oh yeah.
And it just makes my toes wiggle to know that people's lives are turning around.
Yeah.
And especially when I hear a diabetes story. I nearly lose my mind when I hear someone that say that the Dr. Nkuzi, about a month ago, calls me up and he says one of his patients, 91-year-old woman, went to her endocrinologist, and she's had diabetes for 30 years, type 2 diabetes that she's been dealing with. My camera just disappeared, huh? Type 2 diabetes she's been dealing with for some 32 years or so. Doctor tells her, we must have misdiagnosed you. You don't have diabetes. She says, what do you mean I don't have diabetes? I've been taking this medication, for 30 years. I need my prescription for my medication. He says, no, you don't have diabetes. Wow. And she's arguing with this man that she needs the diabetes medication. He's telling her repeatedly, you don't have diabetes and we misdiagnosed you. You don't have it anymore. So then she goes back to Nkuzi because he'd been helping her from a holistic perspective. And she says, well, I think I need to stop my microdaily because she's been buying microdaily from him. So she tells the office manager to cancel her order for microdaily. The office manager calls Nkuzi and says, why would she want to stop the one thing that's helping her? She never made the connection. But the conventional doctor told her her diabetes was misdiagnosed. Instead of telling her that she got better and all her numbers improved, he'd rather tell her that she was misdiagnosed. Wow. So hearing those stories it just blows my mind, repeatedly. And that's what I get excited about. So thank you, Jeff, for pointing out, the growth, but it just means that everybody here is heading toward legacy.
Oh yeah. Well, and Rob and Alfreda and the team that those guys are putting together, I'm seeing it's just, I don't know. It's like, this is the time for it. The microdaily has been saved for this point in the history of the world.
Yes, sir.
It hasn't already gone out. Everybody doesn't know about it. It's not one of those things like, oh yeah, I heard about Amway, or I heard about Herbalife, or I heard about Nu Skin, and they just discount it. This is for now. This is for today.
That's right.
Love it.
That's right. It's all been for this moment, for right now, where we are. So that kind of gives us an introduction to our discussion, as me and Jeff having a chat session here. We have chat sessions like this all the time. So you guys, just sorry to have you eavesdropping in our little discussion right now. But Jeff has a testimonial that kind of goes back to actually to my genesis. I think that this was a presentation that took place in Atlanta, and I believe at the time this was when I took Dr. Nkuzi to meet Dr. Prasad. So he's got some testimonies he wants to just share with us now. So please, Jeff, go ahead.
Yeah, this was kind of the same time frame. In fact, it was like, if you look at the seasonals, this was about now 4 years ago. But it's when we used to get together to share stories like we are now live through Zoom and these virtual meetings.
Okay, so they didn't go back that far. Okay, good.
Yeah, this was done in a hotel where people they got together for looks like they had a little potluck and just enjoying each other's company. In fact, I've got two of them, Jonathan, that I'll share with you. They're both from the same evening, different camera angles, but I just with the change of the seasons and us going into winter, and a lot of people having sinus issues or having difficulties getting around, but wanting to wear fancier clothes for the holidays. The first one just kind of sets the stage for people's lives changing and kind of being aha moments. The very next one right after that is pretty profound. But yeah, ran across these, and I thought, you know what, we need to be utilizing some of these incredible testimonials. So here we go with the first one.
Okay, I'll talk real fast because I've been healed of so many things and we don't have that much time. It started with my knees. That's why I started. I had to wear sneakers, whatever, because I had really bad knee problems and the doctor wanted to give me injections to prolong surgery and all this other stuff. And I said, I don't want to do it. So eventually, after my husband running around the house with all this energy, I gave in and I tried it. It took me a little longer. It took me about a week and a half, and the pain started going away. I didn't have any more pain in my knees. I'm like, okay, this is good. But I'm not thinking about anything else. I was just thinking about the pain in my knees because that was keeping me from doing things. So, as you can see, I have no pain in my knees. I can wear heels. I can get, I could do that. And it's a good thing. When you love heels, you want to wear heels, you want to dance and you can't. You go out with your husband and he's dancing and you sitting there going, I'm okay. Because I couldn't because the pain was too. So I also suffered every year for at least the last 6 or 7 years with severe sinus. Every October, you can look at my attendance record. I'm always out a week. I didn't realize until you said it. I said, hey, I'm okay. I'm not taking any medicine. I'm not taking anything. I haven't had any infections, nothing. Haven't seen the doctor, no sinus problem. Shots. I had sciatica. And I said, hey, realize the other things because I was so focused on my knee. And when you said that, remember I told you, I said, hey, I don't even have this anymore. No wonder I can move and all of that. Okay, I'm getting ready to bring it home. This one. I went to the doctor the other day.
Come on.
Yeah.
She said, why are you here? I said, I don't know. I just felt like it's been so long.
That's
How you doing? She said, your vitals are real good. I said, yeah. So we sat down, we chit chat. I said, all right, it was nice seeing you. So I went to the eye doctor. I have to go every 3 months because of glaucoma. Cataracts. So I went and I sat there, and my same nurse that I had forever. She said, where's your glasses? I said, oh, I'm running late. I forgot my glasses, but I'm sorry, I forgot. I'll just do the best I can because I really do see better. Because I've been driving at night and I couldn't do that for years. She said, why did you bring your glasses? I said, I forgot. Blah, 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 blah. Ooh, blah, 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 blah. And blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah. Oh, by the way, this has nothing to do with it. I just poked myself in the eye. So when she finished, she said, your vision is 15-20. I said, 15-20? My vision hasn't been 15-20 since I was 20. Let me tell you that. She said, we don't even have a record of your vision being 15-20.
Wow.
Wow. She said, oh my God, that is great. So I saw the doctor, he comes in. He said, Let me check. He said, well, there are no signs of glaucoma. And your cataracts have shrunk. I know what it is. But let me tell you what he told me. So you have to really take control of your health. He said, don't get too excited, because sometimes things get better before they get worse.
Wow.
So he said, but there really is no need for you to come back. So you can come back in a year and a half.
Wow.
Wow.
I went from da. So even though the product is $49.95 or whatever, when I go see those specialists, I'm putting down hundreds of dollars.
Right.
So I'm not paying that.
Right.
I'm not paying for medication.
Right.
I'm not getting no steroid shots.
Right.
You know, and I can wear heels.
Isn't that fun? I mean,
Before
it's just
the most important thing that she put in there, right? That she's wearing heels. I mean, as long as that's accomplished, that's now we're talking.
she's wearing heels. Yeah, I mean, to just have those types of I miss, Jonathan, when we used to get together like that, and we would feel that excitement, that enthusiasm. It's just like I long for those days when we can get back. And really, I owe it to you for putting together this type of a platform where we can do it virtually, where we can be in each other's living rooms and we can be sharing these types of experiences. I mean, it's fun to just
It's
have the
heartwarming,
cameras,
Jeff.
have the cameras open, and here we are just enjoying the, it's pure joy. That's pure joy right there when she stand up in front of people and saying, and what was the doctor's comments? You know what? Sometimes things get better before they get worse. It's like,
That's unbelievable.
Man. So
Denial. It's pure denial is what's happening here. So that's denial. But
it's just like you were explaining about, hey, they misdiagnosed you 30 years ago. Yeah, you shouldn't have been on diabetes medication for 30 years because you were misdiagnosed. Yeah, come on. give me a break.
don't want to be honest about it.
Well, I got one more. It was
Give us
from
the second one.
the same meeting. But yeah, if you want to take care of a couple other things, it's pretty awesome. All right, so here we go. Just fun running across these again. Here we go.
Micro Daily and Engage, the Protein Daily has really truly just changed our lives. My husband has been struggling with significant challenges for years and years and years. And he has a brain tumor, and from the surgery got infected and then had epilepsy as a result of that. Seizures would last for hours and hours and hours. And we would just over and over and over. And every time he had a seizure, he'd lose use of his left side. So, and then because of that, he got blood clots. So you can, that's how serious his health epidemic really is. It's one thing that triggers another thing, that triggers another thing. And because we're not living in a society that really encourages and really stimulates us to take control of our own health, right? Go to the doctor, go get a pill, go get a this, go get a that, which also creates mortality. That's what we experienced. So we started with the Micro Daily, and it was the first. I started hearing about it, and I said, "Wait, let me just try it," because my husband we could not get the seizures under control. They just would not come into control. And every time he would have it, we would just start over and over and over. And so I said, let me try it. So I ran into Cornelius. I hurried up and called Cornelius, and he said, "Where do you want to meet at?" And we met. And as soon as I took it, 30 minutes later, I felt just all the pressure I had from horrible sinuses, everything. 30, 40 minutes, I promise you, it was just. And I said, "Oh, I can't wait to get home and try it." And I gave it to my husband. We were having seizures sometimes up to 3 a day. Up to 3 a day. I started giving him this Micro Daily. The only thing that changed. And we went from the day that he started for 7 days straight, no seizures. Wow. No seizures. And then he'd have a breakthrough here and there. But even just the other day, the nurse was at home and she said, so how's it going? I said, well, I just, I don't remember when we just. Yes, yes. So we are really, really so encouraged. And, for those people who are struggling with things, serious things, I just encourage us, each one of us to be ambassadors for health and, and be our brothers and sisters.
Wow. Be ambassadors for health.
That's
I
incredible.
it's just, yeah, stories like that. Jonathan, you can pull yourself back up here on the screen with me, but it is just, it's powerful. From 3 seizures, up to 3 seizures a day, starts on the micro daily, and an entire week of no seizures. Just correcting a micronutrient deficiency. That's all the micro daily did. That's
You know, and
It did.
sometimes, Jeff, it seems like it's an oversimplification when we talk about just the micronutrient being the issue. People do not want to believe it. I had a phone call from my brother yesterday. My brother lives in Savannah, Georgia. He travels back and forth between Fort Lauderdale. And he said there's an old friend. She'd been suffering with diabetes for years and just basically wasting away. Diabetics, it's just a matter of time before they simply start to just waste away, depending on, their particular condition. And she was refusing to try the product. So finally he just said, listen, I'm leaving this product here. You have to start taking it. That's it, blah, blah, blah. And finally she decided to start taking it and saw the same things that we're hearing from these folks here. Her face started filling out, her whole body started feeling better. The need for the medication just started going down, and in just a very short period of time. So it's hard for most people to believe that something this simple could make something such a significant difference in their lives. Jeff, that's what's happening. So we have the privilege of getting the word out about this, and we thank you for persevering for as long as you have, and pushing past some of our barriers. That
We can laugh about them now. We can
Yeah.
laugh about them.
yeah,
It was tough. I really feel like that in the whole eternal scheme of things, that we were saved for now. We had to go through those challenges. People needed to grow. We needed to evolve the compensation plan into something that is as robust as the products are, to see how this rewards the activities of individuals, and it doesn't stack people's garages full of product, and all of those other crazy things that we've all had to do to exist in this space. There's a purity to it.
yeah, absolutely. We're going to circle back in a minute and get a few questions from some of the guests that are here. I think that there's one or two that may be here for the first time. So I'm going to cover a couple of points from the science brochure and lay the foundation for some of the things we're going to be doing this week. So if anybody has personal stories that you want to share this week on Thursday, every Thursday now through the month of November, we're going to have just an evening that's all yours. And it's just your stories, results you're getting, issues you're having, questions that you may have, or anything that you want to talk about on Thursday. So that'll be at 6:00 on the same Zoom link. And make note of this. We had a lot of questions about Dr. Prasad's discussion on Sunday. So this Sunday, we're going to do a slow analysis of key points from Dr. Prasad's presentation on diabetes this past weekend. So if you want to bring some folks back, we're going to play excerpts of what Dr. Prasad said, last Sunday, and we're going to do a deep dive into some of the things that he talked about, because many of the things he said, was over most of our head. So we're going to take and focus in. We're going to drill down on some of the things that Dr. Prasad said this past Sunday. So bring your guest, and that's what we're going to be doing on Sunday at 5:00. But for now, what is all the fuss about? Why does someone like Jeff and Helen, why did they persevere for so many years telling people about this vitamin? I got a question today from someone that said she shared some information on one of her chat groups or something, and she needed now to provide evidence that this was a military grade, vitamin. How can someone make the claim that this is a military grade vitamin? And so people are starting to ask questions now. The word is starting to get out, folks. It's spreading. It's spreading into areas that we probably didn't imagine it would. Some of my circles are now starting to hear things because I've decided not to push out into certain circles, but the word is getting out. It's inevitable. It's just a matter of time. It's because if you find something that is truly valuable, it is really only a matter of time before the word gets out about that thing, a special deal that's taking place. And the special deal that we have access to right now is that Engage Global has found the food that was removed from our food. And that's the way I like to call it. Daily nutrition to live your best life. Why should we have to find it in a brochure? Why should we have to find it in a bottle? Why should we have to find daily nutrition to live our best life in a bottle? It's because somebody took the food out of food. That's the reason why. And we're very fortunate that this company, Engage Global, has done that. The reason why we can call this a military grade multivitamin was because of the genesis of the product. This little brochure that if you're here for the first time, just get back with the person who invited you to this discussion and they can give you a copy of this brochure. The Engage Global has an app. They could just go into the app, locate this brochure, find your name, your phone number, your email address, and send it to you electronically. You can have the same digital document that I'm looking at right now. But here on page 2, it says it very clearly where this whole thing started. Microdaily was originally formulated for US troops. That's what the idea was. Dr. Prasad simply put this product together because the government wanted something that was going to be able to make it so that soldiers on the battlefield would be in optimal health. This is what it looked like. It was a flat package that fit right into the side of their military fatigues, right there on the side of their fatigues, their pants. It would slide right in there. They take 2 in the morning right there, and then 2 in the evening. That's how it worked. That's how the package was set up. All for soldiers in the battlefield. Dr. Prasad had to go through an enormous amount of proof to prove that the product was good. One of the items that the affiliate presented in her response to the question about this being military grade was that statement right there. After 9 months of safety testing with the U.S. Military Internal Review Board, the product was approved. 9 months of safety testing. So that meant that Dr. Prasad had to provide proof that this supplement, this micronutrient, would not contraindicate with any known pharmaceutical drugs at the time. So all the safety tests were completed. They went on to human clinical trials, and then eventually MMF was approved, became available for human consumption, and was used by the military. This is the man, this is the mind behind the formulation of Microdaily. It was originally called MMF, and a brilliant man, an absolutely brilliant man. His background is professor at the University of Colorado School of Medicine for 30 years. So his focus on cancer, his focus on nutrition, his focus on heart. The first time I sent information to Dr. Nkuzi about Dr. Prasad, after months, he finally looked over the documentation and he says, this man is focused a lot on the heart and he focused a lot on the brain. He said, I need to meet this man. Can you get me in front of him? I need to speak to him directly. I don't want to talk to him over the phone. Get me in front of this man. So we had to make arrangement to put Dr. Nkuzi and Dr. Prasad in the same airspace. And they must have talked, they must have sat down and talked for at least an hour at that time. And they exchanged phone numbers and were able to communicate further from there. But this man right here is simply brilliant. We'll get Dr. Nkuzi back again, by the way. We had a few questions we want to ask him about some things. And who knows? Maybe I can get him to come on to analyze some of the things that Dr. Prasad has said in some of the conferences. But Dr. Prasad authored 32 books, not 29, 32. Looking forward to the updated science brochure. 32 books. So at age of 88, he just finished publishing his newest book. His newest book, sitting right here on my desk for the longest time. Yeah, here it is. On dementia and memory loss. 88 years old, and he just published yet another book. So you might want to go get that one, by the way. You can find it on Amazon. I highly recommend it. It's an easy read, by the way, and it helps you understand what's happening to us as we start to age and why you can expect results from taking MicroDaily and the Brain Boost. He's been published more than 250 times in peer review publications. That is quite an accomplishment. Dr. Prasad partnered up with David Nemelka, realizing that that was going to be the path forward to getting this product out. I remember my first question to David, well, maybe my second question to David Nemelka when I met him some 7 or 8 years ago in Atlanta, Georgia. I said, "What's your objective?" He said, "I want to see 1 million people on this product." Seemed to be a little bit of conservative goal to me, because I would have thought that more like 50 million people would not be very difficult to do. But he wants to see 1 million people on this product. This is 10 years after the company started. And right now there's maybe about 10,000 users of MicroDaily. And we know that there's only about 3,000 or 4,000 subscriptions. Do you understand that? So only about 3,000 or 4,000 people are ordering this product every single month. Folks, we have a lot of work to do. David Nemelka is serious about meeting his goal, and Dr. Prasad is committed. Dr. Prasad is committed. He's making himself available to do presentations throughout the week. He's always available. So we get him almost every 2 weeks at least for presentations on the weekend. And that's usually a challenging time to get folks to come out. But these two people are determined to help make this product available to the masses. And we're very fortunate that we're at the spearhead of it right now. We have access to something that really is something special. You look at the ingredients, it doesn't look like there's anything special here, but I just want to draw your attention to a couple of things. One of them is this vitamin E succinate. Dr. Prasad is the scientist who figured out that of all the different types of vitamin E, one particular one, vitamin E succinate, is cytotoxic to cancer cells, meaning that it kills cancer cells. And at the time that Dr. Prasad made that statement in Atlanta, Georgia, when I first met him, I asked him personally right then and there, "Are you telling me that this will have an effect on glioblastoma or brain cancer?" He said it would, except that we can't get enough of it to cross the blood-brain barrier. That's all he said. So again, not making any claims. This is not a treatment or cure for any disease. And by the way, the testimonials that we shared earlier, please remember that these statements and comments have not been evaluated by the FDA. And testimonials are purely anecdotal. What happens to one person may or may not happen to you. So this is for information and educational purposes only, some entertainment. Some folks get out of it. But we strongly recommend that you seek the competent medical advice of professionals that you trust when making a decision about your health and well-being. But we believe that this is valid information, science that you can incorporate into your decision-making process. Because I guarantee you, out of all the doctors I've ever spoken to, when I interview them, they all have one thing in common. They want their patients to be mentally and emotionally involved in their own healthcare and well-being. They do not want to be considered solely responsible for your health. They do not. Doctors want you to be involved. They want you to be engaged in your health and well-being. And I cornered Dr. Nakuzi and I said to him, "Tell me the top 3 things that every doctor wants." He said, "That's easy." And he included that statement in his answer. No doctor wants to feel completely responsible for the outcome of their patient. They want their patients to be responsible and to feel responsible. They want you to be compliant, but they want you to be responsible. Dr. Prasad has given you a way to be responsible, to be involved in your doctor's efforts to make you well. Now, I will warn you now, the doctor's objective is simply primarily to stop you from dying. Dr. Gutman publicly has said, we don't have a healthcare system in this country. We have a sick care system. I'm just quoting Dr. Jimmy Gutman, by the way, medical doctor, author of Glutathione Handbook, the most prolific author on the subject of glutathione in the world, I might add. He says, we don't have a healthcare system in this country. We have a sick care system, he said publicly. I had a room for about 600 people at one of my biggest meetings in Fort Lauderdale at the ballroom at Sheraton Hotel. That's what Dr. Jimmy Gutman said to everyone there. We have a sick care system because the system is not designed to make you well. It's to just keep you from dying from sickness. Doctors would like for you to be involved in your own health care. We got an opportunity to do that now. We have a chance to do that. So this vitamin E succinate is a key part of it, but in my opinion, the cornerstone is this N-acetylcysteine. N-acetylcysteine raises lymphocytic glutathione. That causes glutathione to be elevated in your body. Glutathione is the master antioxidant. Because of the master antioxidant, all the other antioxidants, the exogenous, that's an endogenous antioxidant. So glutathione is antioxidant that your body makes. That's called endogenous. Exogenous antioxidants are the ones that come in from the outside. So vitamin E and these others that are vitamin C, those are exogenous antioxidants. Alpha lipoic acid, CoQ10, exogenous antioxidants. Glutathione that your body makes all of those work better. It can relieve an antioxidant of its burden. So if an antioxidant finds a free radical or a toxin somewhere in your body, it comes in contact with glutathione. Glutathione supplies it with the H molecule, and now the problem that existed that was toxic now has 2 H's and an O, liquefies it. Now the antioxidant can go and find itself another oxidant. So that's how glutathione relieves these antioxidants of their burden and allows them to go do what they do even better. So glutathione is the master antioxidant. It's what makes everything work well. Dr. Prasad made sure that N-acetylcysteine was there, the precursor to glutathione. Okay, it's the precursor to glutathione. And there's a clinical study, by the way. Dr. Prasad mentioned this one day, and I decided to go find it. And I found the clinical study in the National Institute of Health, PubMed, by the way, that says that N-acetylcysteine binds to spike protein of SARS-CoV-2. Okay, just wrap your mind around that for a hot second. N-acetylcysteine binds to SARS-CoV-2 spike protein. And mind you, it doesn't care where the spike protein came from. So just keep that in mind. This is what you want circulating in your body. And when I asked Dr. Prasad about another clinical study that showed that the spike protein was circulating in the blood, Dr. Prasad said, no, it's not in the blood. I pointed out to him the clinical study that said, yes, it is in the blood. He said, it has no purpose there. How did it get there? I said, that's the question that many scientists and doctors are asking. Why would S1 spike protein from SARS-CoV-2 be in your bloodstream? Why? I'm less about asking why. I'm more about asking, what do we do about it? And to me, microdaily is the answer. Because Dr. Prasad not only put all of those exogenous antioxidants in there, he happened to put N-acetylcysteine in there also, plus stimulates our body's own glutathione. And N-acetylcysteine and glutathione bind to spike protein that's not supposed to be in certain places. So you want to keep your cells looking like this instead of looking like that. By the way, if you have brain cells that start to look like that, you know what that translates into? Yeah, dementia, memory loss, brain fog. That's what many long COVID people are talking about today. It's the most common symptom of long COVID is brain fog. That's why. Remember, S1 spike protein is not supposed to be flowing around in your bloodstream. So you have something that you can do about it now. Dr. Prasad has really made it possible for us to benefit ourselves. And this product right here, the MicroDaily EMF, for quite a while, I resisted MicroDaily EMF. Every time I looked around, Jeff was talking about MicroDaily EMF. Jeff, MMF is good. I'd just as soon have some more of those packets of the ones that the soldiers were carrying around. I want the original one. That's good enough for me. That's what I kept saying. So I was very stubbornly resisting it, didn't want to know anymore. I'm here to tell you I was wrong. I was completely wrong. I did not fully understand, did not appreciate the value of microdaily EMF. It is the one that everybody should be on. If you can afford it, I think you should. Don't get me wrong. Now, the original formula is very good, but Dr. Prasad, the world's first radiation biology PhD, the first one in the world, recognized that the 5G technology that we're all being bombarded with right now is 700 times more powerful than the original cell phone technology. So we're walking around with little radioactive bombs in front of us, is what I'm going to call them. Just my expression right now. But these little sources of radiation, and we're being bathed in it. 5G is everywhere, whether you have a 5G phone or not, whether you have a smartphone or a semi-smartphone, it's all around us. We're all being bombarded with it. So you need to protect yourself. And the microdaily EMF has 4 additional ingredients. Now, mind you, the original formula already was patented and proven to repair DNA damaged by low-dose ionized radiation. But Dr. Prasad put 4 more ingredients in the EMF. So we have even better protection against radiation in this product. So that's the one you want to go with. And then all the other products are phenomenal. The CBD boost, I take 2 of those at night when I go to sleep. Comatose. I sleep through the night, no question about it. So I highly recommend that. And oh, by the way, about 2 years ago, there was a clinical study done that shows that CBD blocks the ACE2 receptors in the brain. I'll find that study. I'm gonna look that one up. CBD blocks the ACE2 receptors in the brain, and it's the spike 1, S1, SARS-CoV-2 wants to bind to ACE2 receptors. So if you've got CBD in your system, you've got something that's plugging up the portals that SARS-CoV-2 wants to connect to. So I told my wife to make sure she takes 1 CBD boost twice a day, additional protection. So we got microdaily running around trying to bind to the S1, the spike protein. He gets some CBD in your body to plug up the portal so it won't eat your brain up. You just can't beat this combination. We're very fortunate that we have access to these products. The methylated, excellent product. All the technology of the methylated is in the EMF. All the technology of the hydro is in the EMF. Hydro is if you prefer to put it in water. This one cannot live without it. I take 2 of those in the morning now, like I've had a double shot of espresso. That's the best. I don't know which one is the best or not, but the brain boost is phenomenal. My brother, I told you a little bit about my brother. Or did I tell you? No, I told you what he said about this friend down in Fort Lauderdale. But my brother's a year older than me. He's 61 years old. And my brother spent a lot of time in prison. He became a very good jailhouse lawyer, by the way. So when I say very good, he was able to write the kinds of briefs that took his case all the way to the Supreme Court. That's how brilliant my brother is when it comes to that. But he started losing a step. Someone asked him a question that he normally wouldn't. He just would have to sit down and go back and do some research on it. He just received some brain boosts I sent him last week. And without even a thought, all the statutes came out of his mind, the case law, and the references in the Constitution all came up that applied to this one situation that would help this gentleman with his case. So he called me up. He says, "What is in that stuff?" He said, "You told me that stuff was good, but I had no idea." All his mental acuity just popped right back up. And the iBoost, we could talk all night about the iBoost, but before we wrap up and go on to some of your questions, I'd like to tell you about these 2 little bunny rabbits right here. Dr. Prasad made it a little bit clearer for us that these 2 rabbits here, these are organs that came from 2 different rabbits. So this is bunny number 1 and this is bunny number 2, but they both took a trip to NASA in Houston. The Space Center in Houston had these specialized equipment that could produce a lethal dose of radiation. So they were taking this little special trip, but it wasn't a pleasure trip for them. I mean, they had a nice meal, so don't feel bad. They had a nice meal before they when they got to the space station there, but they were going to get zapped with a very lethal dose of radiation in the name of science. Both of these two bunnies were zapped with lethal doses of radiation. They both had their last meal. The difference is that this rabbit here, bunny number 2, got the food that's missing from food in addition to his favorite meal. He got the food that's missing from food. Both of them died, so it didn't make him invincible. But these 2 pictures are lung tissue. Bunny number 1 looks like he's been smoking 10 packs of cigarettes a day. Bunny number 2, his lungs look fresh. If you were being slammed by lethal doses of radiation, how would you want your lungs to come out? If you're being exposed to 5G radiation every day, how would you like your tissue in your body to come out looking? And that's what those 2 little bunnies gave us an opportunity to learn. So protect your organs by keeping microdaily EMF in your body. On the right side of the page, you see the 7 patents that Dr. Prasad's products were awarded. My favorite, all-time favorite, will always be this one because of that word right there and that word right there. Dr. Prasad's product was given a patent that includes the words treatment for diabetes. We are not allowed by law to claim that any supplement will cure or treat any disease. We cannot say that. But I am by law allowed to tell you that the original formula was given a patent by the United States government that includes the words treatment of diabetes mellitus. And Dr. Prasad gave us an earful this past Sunday about how micronutrients can have a huge impact on a person with diabetes. This coming Sunday, we're going to do a deep dive, a slow crawl through what that man shared with us. And this is a snapshot of some of the books that he's written. And one of them happens to be How to Fight Diabetes with Vitamins and Antioxidants. You think he knows a little bit something about the subject? I think so too. Just looking at all the other topics, it's very clear that Dr. Prasad is brilliant, and very, very capable of providing all the information that we possibly could need when it comes to the matter of nutrition, micronutrients, and serious health issues. Okay, so how about we take a couple of questions, if there are any right now, about some of the things that we talked about. I see there is one question in the chat about cirrhosis of the liver. Cirrhosis of the liver. It's a very good question, by the way. And I'll tell you, Connie Moore was the one that asked that question. I don't have any testimonials personally. Jeff may have one, but I can tell you from a science point of view, the liver has very, very, very high amounts of glutathione. If a person were to suffer an accidental overdose of alcohol and acetaminophen, it literally starts to cause the liver to disintegrate. Do you know how they stop that person from dying? If you can get to the hospital within 3 days of the accidental overdose of acetaminophen and alcohol, if you can get to the hospital within 72 hours, so that's 3-day period, right? If you can get into the emergency room and say, and get the words out of your mouth, I accidentally overdosed on alcohol and acetaminophen, the doctor will say when. If you say anything less than 72 hours, his answer is going to be good. That's a strange response. You just told the man you overdosed on alcohol and acetaminophen, and he said good. He said good because if it was longer than 72 hours, get your affairs in order. Less than that, you got a chance. You know why? Because he can stick an IV drip in your arm of, guess what? N-acetylcysteine. Guess what it'll do? It'll raise your glutathione levels through the roof. And guess where primarily? In the liver. It's because the liver produces massive amounts of glutathione. You're going to detox like crazy. All that alcohol and acetaminophen that's trying to be processed in your liver is right there across the front. All that's going to make you throw up like crazy. I mean, violently throw up, but die or throw up. You decide. That's what will happen. But you'll live. You'll live. It's because N-acetylcysteine raises glutathione levels lymphocytically. and detoxifies the body. I had one client, I can tell you of a few clients that had serious liver problems, including cirrhosis, that we helped them to elevate their glutathione levels, and they're fine. In fact, one of the first persons I can recall, this goes back to 2004. 2004, a gentleman lived in Canada. His son's name was Peter. Well, that brain booster is working. I remember his last name. I'm not going to say it though, but I remember his last name right now. His father lived in Canada, and his father was on the list for liver transplant. We helped him raise his glutathione levels. It was not with this product. It was with another product that raised glutathione levels. And they took his father off the liver transplant list. I remember that. Well, all because of raising his glutathione levels. And he no longer needed to have a liver transplant. So I hope that answers your question, Connie, that yes, it is possible, for the body to heal itself. Because remind you now, we're not talking about, microdaily or anything else being a treatment or cure for any disease. And Connie, your statement, Connie, is has never drank. Okay, and there's a good reason for that. And I'm saying stuff without saying stuff. They did some in vitro studies, and they found that the SARS-CoV-2 spike protein moves toward the liver. And I'm not saying that any of these are reasons why this person that you're describing has cirrhosis of the liver, but they did find that SARS-CoV-2 moves toward liver DNA for some reason. They don't know why. They have no idea why. But when they put it in a petri dish, they found that it literally wanted to bind to liver DNA.
I appreciate.
People can have issues with their liver for reasons beyond their control. Fatty liver disease can lead to cirrhosis of the liver. So it depends on what the person is consuming. If consuming too much weed killer can do serious damage to the liver. When I say weed killer, I'm talking about, or non-organic foods, conventional foods, because we are consuming glyphosate. And that can lead to problems also. So if a person has some propensity toward having a liver problem, one of the best things they can do is put something like this in their body, because it's going to raise glutathione levels in the liver. Okay? Hope that helps you, Connie. Answers your question. Okay, any other question?
Thank you very much.
You're quite welcome. Any other question you want to slip in there? No other questions?
Yeah, Jonathan.
Yes.
This is Cool TLC.
TLC. Go ahead.
Hey, what's happening?
right.
Can you explain? And I just want, I think me and you discussed last time we talked about the importance of taking the micro daily and able to drink water or eat with it. What's the importance of it, so people don't get it twisted that you should not take any medicine without eating, but just the importance.
Yes, I can tell you a personal experience. I remember I was bouncing from one presentation to another. This is when we had to do presentations live, and it goes back probably about, I don't know, 4 years ago or so. I don't remember right now. But Jeff and Helen were coming into town, but I went from one presentation clear over in West Pembroke Pines, and I'm coming now all the way down to downtown Fort Lauderdale, and I didn't eat anything, but I'm sipping on hydro the whole time. By the time I get over to the presentation in downtown Fort Lauderdale, I'm standing there, and it felt like the room was moving. I mean, it was moving, and if I didn't sit down, I was going to hit the ground. And fortunately, everyone had brought some snacks because we were expecting guests to come. So I was able to get some crackers or something. And then it hit me that Micro Daily wants to pull your sugar levels down. I'm not diabetic or anything, but I had not eaten anything like most of the day. So the wrong thing for me to do is to be constantly sipping on hydro and not having some food in my stomach. So fortunately, someone had some right then and there. I don't know what would have happened otherwise. I would have passed out most likely. But you want to make sure, for more than one reason, not just because it wants to pull your sugar levels down, but also in Micro Daily are water soluble ingredients, and there are some fat soluble ingredients in Micro Daily. If you don't have food in your stomach, the fat soluble ingredients won't break down properly. So it's better to have food in your stomach when you're consuming Micro Daily. It's also better to have water. Dr. Prasad, just this past Sunday, said that a person could experience, he didn't say this, but he was referring to Herxheimer effect, which is a detox reaction. Herxheimer effect, when the blood gets thicker and toxins start to dump into the blood system. And if the blood starts to get thicker, it literally could manifest as either a headache or elevated blood pressure. Dr. Prasad said, if you don't have enough water circulating through your system, the nutrients don't get to circulate throughout the body properly. So it's very important to be properly hydrated so that you don't deal with either Herxheimer effect, elevated blood pressure, headaches, or anything else, any other detox reaction, or as I mentioned, Herxheimer effect is lessened or mitigated because of that. So I hope that answers your question as we discussed before. Cool. All right.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you for bringing that up. So for those who are wondering how to get these products, Micro Daily, Brain Boost, we didn't even talk about collagen. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about collagen on Thursday when we hear your stories. But if you're wondering how to get these products, you just simply get back with the person who invited you, and they will give you direction on how to set your own subscription up for these products. Very reasonable prices. The one that we recommend the most is Dr. Prasad's Choice. If you take all of the supplements that you have in your cabinet that you're buying and spending money on a regular basis, and many folks have said that they found themselves wasting money. I know that I did. I found boxes of holistic meds that I purchased from practitioners over the years in the hundreds of dollars, and most of it was just thrown out. For $257, we consider, Joanne and I both consider this to be our health insurance. This is what we do. We don't carry health insurance. We just decide to insure ourselves, and this is what we spend our money on. So it's only $257 to get everything that you need to give your body the best chances of feeling healthy. So there it is. That's Dr. Prasad's Choice. Go on subscription for this, and that's what we'll do for you. Okay. And Tony makes a comment. 40-year plus healthcare professional. We use NAC for Tylenol overdose, and it goes under the brand name Mucomist. Okay. I mentioned that one time in the hospital when my brother-in-law was very sick, and I asked him to give him some N-acetylcysteine, and the doctor very arrogantly said, "We don't have any natural thing like that here." So I had to describe to him the circumstance that they would have something. It meant they may not call it N-acetylcysteine, but you have it. And sure enough, they found it. Boy, did it make his condition turn around. And by the way, that's a major tip right there. If you're in the hospital and you're on a cliff, you're on a ledge, get Micro Daily in your body. If they won't go that route, ask for N-acetylcysteine IV drip. Just ask for it. See if they'll give it to you. I would press for it. If it was me, I'd press just to come off a ledge. Okay, so there we have it, folks. Thank you very much for joining us. Remember, the FDA has not evaluated any of these comments. What I've shared with you is all public information. I'm more than happy to share with you any of the information that I have. You can send me a message or contact Jeff. If you have my contact information, you can do so. This presentation has been recorded. If you see the little symbol there that says YouTube on your screen, just click on the little arrow by there, and that's the link for it. You can have access to the recording. If you know someone that could have benefited from the testimonies that we shared, Jeff shared at the very beginning, or any of the things that we discussed tonight, send it to someone. Let them have access to it. But testimonials are purely anecdotal. We strongly recommend that you seek the competent medical advice of professionals that you trust when making a decision about your health and well-being. So this coming Thursday night, as I mentioned, that's the night when we get a chance to talk with all of you. We want to hear your stories. We want to hear your stories and come locked and loaded with questions. And remember, Sunday, 5 o'clock, we're going to do a deep dive on Dr. Prasad's discussion on diabetes this past weekend. So Jeff, is there anything else? that we-
Yes,
good?
absolutely. Come tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is Dr. Prasad's testimonial night,
Very
when
good.
the entire company is going to be there sharing their experiences, and Dr. Prasad's going to be sitting there listening firsthand to these incredible and miraculous changes in people's health, all because we're correcting micronutrient deficiency. So tomorrow it's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8 across the time zones, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the 291. You'll those of you that are affiliates will and that are you have the app on your phone, you're going to get notification of it tomorrow. So look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow night.
Very good. Thank you very much. Okay, folks, y'all have a good night. And for those of you who are in my group, want to stick around for a few minutes, we're going to have a brief business meeting. If you want to stick around. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Good night. Thanks, everybody.
Good night.
Great job.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Thank you very much, Jeff.
Good night.
Good night. Okay.
Jonathan, this is Omi Cormier from Fresno. I'm not in your group. Can you send me the link for the recording? I have a couple of people that are pretty critical that need this information. I am Tobias. Tobias Israel sponsored me. That was so good today. I really wished I could figure out how to get the recording. That's some awesome information you gave me.
Well,
This is some good stuff.
happy to share. Can you click on the link or look in the chat?
Let me see if I can get to the chat.
If you look on
Sometime-
your,
Let me
if you
see.
look on your screen, do you see YouTube on your screen right now?
Let me see. YouTube on my, on the Zoom.
On your computer screen, yes. Up in the top left-hand corner, you see where it says live and it says YouTube?
Hold on a minute. Hold on. Yes.
Click on the little arrow by YouTube.
Okay. Okay.
See it?
Okay. The arrow by YouTube.
You see it?
I clicked on live.
Not live. Click on the little arrow to the right of YouTube.
To the right of YouTube.
There's a little upside down triangle.
Okay. Okay. Who YouTube.com watch? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna get this.
It's not
This
coming
is
up here,
really-
right? Okay, well then just
I
look in the
just
chat.
saw someone put it in the chat. but
Yeah,
I
copy
kinda
that
missed
then,
it.
okay?
Okay.
That might be
Alright.
the easiest way to do it.
Yes. All right. I'll just go
Okay.
ahead. All right. Thank you. Great job. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you very much. Appreciate your support. You're welcome to come anytime.
All right. God bless. Thank you.
Right. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Okay, so now everyone here. Let's see if there's something else I missed here. Okay, so these are just notices about the other meetings during the week. Okay, very good, excellent. Excellent. Always good for everyone to be aware of these other meetings. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the business now. So who do we have on here right now? Is everyone already part of the One Affiliate program? Let's see where we are. Someone's asking a question. Mary Hernandez, you have a question? Go ahead, Mary Hernandez.
Yes, I wasn't sure if it was okay for me to stay on. Melanie Mathis invited me. She had shared another link with me of the Dr. Prasad's the Zoom with
conference
him.
from this past weekend.
Yes.
Okay. And Melanie
And-
Mathis, that's in
She's
Dolores's line. So yeah, you're welcome to stay.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you for asking. If you are not in the One Affiliate group, I'm going to encourage you to consider strongly consider getting to be a part of that. Okay. So let me just give you a little bit of an idea that if you're looking to grow your business, the EMS program is going to be the ticket. And there are some right now that are saying, well, I had one person say, well, it cost me $39 and I'm just not getting anything right now. That may be at the moment, but it's where you're going to want to be. You're going to want to be in the EMS program. So if you have not already done so, write it down, converge.net, converg.net. That's where you can sign up for it. And we'll tell you a little bit about the funnel in just a minute if you don't know about it already. But when you go there, there's a video on that capture page, on that landing page. Watch that video. How long is the video, Rob? About 3 minutes?
5.
It's about 5-minute video.
Yep.
Explaining how the funnel works. To give it to you in a nutshell, we are in a time now where we can build a business slow. We can run around talking to our friends and our families and try to convince them that you have something very special and something very good. We can do that. Or we can tap into the hundreds and thousands of people who are searching online for home-based business opportunities. So we can do one or the other. So we can either do it the very slow way, like it's taken Jeff and Helen Ashby 10 years now to reach the level of ambassador in this company. And that's doing it the old way. One person at a time, one meeting at a time. And we're very happy that they went through the pain and that we got to this point with this company and worked out a lot of the bugs to be at the point that we're at right now. We're very happy that that's been the case. But we are now at a point where this product is without question the best. It is the best. And I've seen a lot of good products out there. This one has risen to the top because I don't believe that the folks who are getting the results that they're getting, I don't think that they're fabricating their results. I believe that the results are in fact real because I know also what happens in my own body. I know my own issues. And I think a lot of people say that, well, I want to see how it works on me first. I encourage you, don't waste the time and don't put someone else's benefits in jeopardy because you aren't seeing some particular result that you think you would get. You will be amazed at the results that someone else gets that you may not get from a product. In fact, that's what one or two of my longtime friends said to me. Well, I didn't see any results, so I just, I didn't want to just tell somebody about something because it didn't do anything for me. I think that that's wrong, and I think it's a very selfish way of thinking personally. But most of that is because of folks don't understand the value of something. That's usually what that means. And that's the reason why my particular approach to growing this business is through education. I believe people should be able to know how and why something does work. Whether you're getting any particular results or not, you need to understand the science behind it. I got a phone call this morning from a customer. She stopped her subscription back in, I think, March or so. She called up today and says, where can I get another box of that stuff? She was saying it like she was jonesing for something. I mean, she was really in serious trouble. I don't know what her problem was, but she was ready to get in the car and come and pick up a couple of packages right now. Where can I get it? I said, well, I'm in Massachusetts right now. So, but just give me a minute. Let me find somebody down there who has it and make you connect with them so you can get yours. She says, and start my subscription up right away. So I had to hurry up and send an email into customer service to turn her subscription back on again. But you see, back in March, it wasn't really doing anything. She didn't really notice any benefits of it. So I have no problem telling someone to stop taking it. If you really don't think it's benefiting you, stop taking it. But here's my phone number. you will be calling me. It's just a matter of time. So, and that's what will happen to a person. But anyway, the product it is what it is. There's no question about it. Another affiliate called me today and said, tell me about the business opportunity. He says, I can't retire yet, but I need to. My retirement would only be this much money. It's just not enough for me to live off of. So I got to wait a while. How long would it take me, his question, to get about $5,000 a month in income with Engage Global? And what would I have to do? I said, well, if you can concentrate on it for about 6 months, you just have to recruit one person per month and then teach those people all to recruit one person per month. He said, did you say 6 months? Are you sure? Well, I said, yeah, we're talking about that. In fact, Rob has put together a whole program centered around just that. And I think it's actually more than that in about 6 months. I'm just being conservative, assuming that, things don't go well in a perfect world. But that's about what it would take. He said, 6 months. You said one a month. He just kept repeating this. He said, how come you've never told me this? Well, you never asked. And we've never been at this point that we're at today. Not long after that, my funnel, I got an alert on my phone that says, I have a new lead. Keep up the good work. So I'm already starting to get leads that I can't keep up with, that I can't reach out to. I'm literally backed up where I can't reach out to them. So what does that mean? That means that if you are in the system and you're somewhere in the downline, if I can't get to the leads, I can turn on what's called a rotator and assign the leads to you. And then that's the way that it will start to work. Because Rob and I are working on producing traffic to go into the funnel so that anyone who wants to be successful would have to try to fail. You'd have to work at failure not to be successful in this business right now. So I'm encouraging it. I'm highly recommending it. And I'm encouraging you to talk to your group, your team, and encourage them to jump on and get on board. Now, if you are not, so there's two things I need you to do. So one, converge.net is how you actually sign up for the program itself. Okay, converge.net. That's how you sign up for the program. And this is a real opportunity. Converge.org puts you on my Google form, the list, so that I know who you are. And what I'll do, we're sending out recordings of our previous meetings so that you can catch up and get brought up to speed as to where the discussions have been thus far. And then you'll stay in the loop as to where things are going. And be patient. Be patient because it's coming. Right now, Brian, the gentleman who built the funnels, he's already built 2 funnels. One of them is a health revolution. The other one is patent supported. So the one is about health in general. The other one is about A1C and getting benefits with your hemoglobin A1C. Both 2 amazing funnels. You have another training session coming up soon, Rob. When's the next session planned for? Is it Monday or is there another one planned this week? Still got you, Rob, or did my screen freeze up?
I believe it's Monday at 9 p.m.
There we go.
Okay, Monday at 9.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, Monday at 9.
Monday at 9.
Mhm.
Okay, so Monday at 9 is when we'll have the next meeting, but you've got to be on one of those lists in order to get access to the information. If we can't reach you, we can't send out messages to you. And there's a WhatsApp chat that we're going to add you to. If we can't get messages to you, then you won't know when and where those meetings are. Okay. So converge.net is how you actually sign up for the system itself. $39. Get in the system. The trainings on Mondays, then go to converge.org to be on the Google form. Okay. And that's how we'll include you in the communications about it. And both Rob and Brian are determined to make sure that all of us understand how the system works and how to take advantage of the marketing online. So I'm going to step aside here for a second, and Lisa has been using the system, and Rob have been using the system. So I'm going to see if Rob and Lisa want to spend some time talking about how they've used the system, the results that they've gotten with the system, and I give folks a little bit of an overview as to how the system works before wrapping up this discussion. Okay, so this is a perfect
No
time
problem.
for
Yeah.
the computer to be going slow.
Go ahead. A funnel system, it actually is, when you're looking at the internet, it's been around, easy for the last 15, possibly 20 years, but a lot of people have avoided it. But with the funnel system, what it'll allow you to do is contact people that are looking for opportunity. That's the main reason. It's contacting people that's looking for a business opportunity. And what Engage Global, I personally believe, is potentially one of the best opportunities that I've personally getting what is called traffic. You may be more comfortable with hearing the term leads. It's a little different than leads, but they're kind of somewhat interchangeable. But with the funnel, it's kind of like a vetting system, because people will, when you purchase traffic, people will go see the funnel that will show them a video. And with that video, it's going to pique their interest as far as what the business opportunity is about. And if they want more information, they will have to give up their name, their phone number, and their email. And that is saying to you that, yes, I like what I hear. Here's my information. Reach out to me. And I want more information. So when they do that, they'll be given another link that will have several videos that they will be able to watch that will tell them about Engage Global and their products and the business. At that point, you will be getting notification via email and through text messaging from the EMS system, letting you know that Rob Martin has opted into your funnel system, and this is a good time. And depending upon how much traffic you purchase will dictate how many people will opt into your funnel. And let's say if it's, you do it and you're getting, let's say you're spending, let's say $100, and you're getting out of that $100, 20 people that give their name, email, and their phone number. So now they're going to have a great idea of what the business is about. So they're just going to more so want some questions answered. You won't have to ask them if they're interested in a business opportunity. They may need more clarity on the products that Engage Global have, and they may have questions about the compensation plan. But for the most part, you're going to have a lot of people interested in moving forward. And that's the beauty of having a funnel. It does a lot of the heavy lifting for you. Now, when you go to your warm market, you got to find out first if they're interested in either taking a product or wanting a business opportunity. And and they'll take you around the world making extra money or doing what it takes to make extra money. With a funnel system, you wind up vetting those people that you don't have to ask those questions. By them giving their information up and watching the videos, the system is doing that for you. The main goal, affiliates / customers or just customers. And that is what the funnel is pretty much geared for. Now, Lisa, she is a funnel expert and has been the most successful on my team so far with the funnel. So Lisa, if you don't mind, would you mind coming up to the mic and sharing part of your success?
I currently have 42 active leads right now, which are going through the system. So the system is emailing and texting them. I don't know, it's like every 2 or 3 days. So people are seeing it all the time. And I send out other emails to them and invite them to the calls, like the one we had tonight. And I did see some of those people on the call tonight. I have signed up 4 people, 3 affiliates and 1 customer just through the system. And I've spoken to them a few times, most of them. The customers signed up all on his own, but I never even talked to him at all. The other ones, Evelyn actually is on the call. Miss Evelyn's on tonight. She's one of the affiliates that went through the system and signed up as an affiliate.
Okay.
So it pretty much, it does most of the work for me, most of it. I have to get the people to the funnel. The funnel works its magic and I just step in where I'm needed. And then the calls close the deal.
Yep. So that's the backbone of the system right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to do most of the heavy lifting and getting the prospects to a live point.
That's pretty good. You're breaking up sometime there, Rob.
Okay.
It's breaking up a little bit here and there, so we lose you. And someone said that they weren't able to hear you very well. So you got to get a little closer to your microphone also, but that's okay. We heard everything. And that was very strong.
All right, thank you.
So that gives you a nutshell. And I didn't know anything about these funnels and the whole traffic thing until Rob came along. So we're very fortunate that Rob and Brian and now Lisa and Evelyn, who's on the meeting now, Evelyn responded to the funnel. So she saw it and she decided this is pretty good. And she's in the business. She's an affiliate right now. She's right here on the meeting with us tonight. So we have live evidence that the system is working. And I was not aware that Lisa was up to 42 people that have responded and filled her pipeline. So she's got 42 active respondents in her system. So this is not, a system that everything happens for you and it's all automatic and you're just going to start making goo gobs of money. That's not the way it works. Mm-hmm. But the plan that we have is centered around 1 per month. All you need is 1 per month and teach your people to get 1 per month. So that's the whole goal. So in a perfect world, 10 months time, you'll reach ambassador. In a perfect world. Realistically, could it take 2 years? Of course. Of course. No one can make some promises. But 2 years is going to go by, whether we do something or not. Presumably. Mm-hmm. Right? So this puts us in a position to have another way of building our business. We still keep doing whatever we're doing, You know, if you're working Facebook or you're talking to, you know, folks around you, you're passing out cards and flyers, keep doing that. But now you have also this other tool that you can add to the conversation and further improve the chances of being successful in this business. Okay, so we're going to stop right now. That's going to bring us to an end for tonight. We wanted to just have a brief business meeting and expose you guys to this. Converge.net. That's how you can sign up for the system itself. Converge.org puts you on our contact list, specifically with regard to this program. Okay, so those are the two things you need. That's Converge with a U, CONVURG.net and .org. Okay, now if you know that your sponsor is already, your Engage Global sponsor is already in the system, then go to their sign up page instead of Converge.net. Go to their setup page. But even if you do go to Converge.net, we can always move you to underneath your sponsor. So don't worry about that. That can all be taken care of. Okay. All right. Very good. So Rob, thank you very much. And Lisa.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Appreciate your sharing your stories. And this is going to help a lot of folks. And we'll see you all again. So on Thursday night, testimonials, but next Monday night, training about EMS. We're going to be talking about EMS and the One Affiliate program. Okay. You guys have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you. Good
Thank
night.
you. Thank you all.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night. Good night. Thank you.
Thank you.